Hello, dear friends. Today, we invite you to return to 2.5 Men, the sitcom that brought so much laughter. We will look back at the cast then and now, with their real names, ages, and unforgettable memories. In particular, let's remember the 9 stars who have passed away and who left a deep impression through each role. Do you remember any moments that made you laugh? Please share in the comments section. And don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and share the video to preserve beautiful memories together. First, let's take a moment to remember Conchata Ferrell, 1943 to 2020, the talented actress who brilliantly transformed into Berta, the super frank housekeeper of the Harper family in 2.5 Men. With her deep voice, sly smile, and sharp eyes, Conchata turned Berta into an irreplaceable comedic icon. She first appeared in the film in 2003, when she was 60 years old, an age that was no longer young for an actress, but it was her experience that gave depth to the character. Berta was not simply a maid, but a typical American neighbor like in classic 70s sitcoms like All in the Family, who was always straightforward, somewhat rude, but had a quiet love for those around her. Berta was the one who could twist Charlie and Alan with just a look or a sarcastic sentence. She was the one who saw everything, knew all the secrets, but always stood on the outside, observing and throwing humorous blows like a sledgehammer. It was a pity that Conchata Ferrell passed away in 2020 at the age of 77 after a prolonged heart attack. Her role was like a strong cup of coffee, strong, sober, and unforgettable. Do you remember any of Berta's badass lines? Share them in the comments. Next, let's remember Orson Bean, 1928 to 2020, who played Roy, an eccentric but charming gentleman in 2.5 Men. Every time Roy appeared, he seemed to bring with him the atmosphere of the golden age in the history of American comedy. With his mischievous smile and special charisma, Orson Bean was reminiscent of classic comedians on legendary TV shows like The Ed Sullivan Show, where he was a familiar guest for decades. Joining the cast in 2003, at the age of 75, Orson still exuded an unusual charm and classic charm that not everyone had. His role as Roy was not noisy, but every time he appeared, he made the audience laugh because of his silliness just enough, combined with his subtle experience. Sadly, in 2020, Orson Bean passed away in a car accident in Los Angeles at the age of 91. Although he has passed away, he leaves behind a career spanning more than 6 decades, a living testament to his talent, wit, and timeless charm. His role as Roy is like a gentle jazz piece, unobtrusive, but full of emotion, brightening the frames he appeared in. Do you remember any other roles of Orson Bean from the golden age of Hollywood? Please share.
Your eyes, leave your kidneys, and I said to him, I intend to leave myself intact. An old guy goes for a checkup. The doctor says, Mr. Mendelssohn will need a sample of your urine.
Next, let's mention Willie Garson brings to the role of Dr. Staven, Lindsay's gynecologist on 2.5 Men, a witty, gentle, and charming style. First appearing in the 2013 season, when he was 49 years old, the character Dr. Staven quickly made his mark despite only appearing in a few scenes. The mischievousness in his eyes, his half-smile, and his witty lines always make the audience laugh, but also feel the subtle depth behind the humorous appearance. Willie was born in 1964 and is a familiar face on American television with a series of memorable supporting roles. Although not an A-list star, he possesses the ability to turn every small role into a highlight in each episode. However, behind the scenes, Willie quietly faced a fierce battle, pancreatic cancer. He kept his health condition a secret to continue working and contributing until the last days of his life. Willie passed away on September 21, 2021, at the age of 57. Now, every time I rewatch 2.5 Men, the moment Dr. Staven appears always brings a bit of nostalgia. It is not just a supporting role, but a small but vibrant slice of a dedicated artist. Have you ever laughed at Dr. Staven and now feel your heart sink when you remember Willie?
Of White Collar has a scene in this conference room with all of the
We cannot fail to mention Georgia Engel, 1948 to 2019, who brought the image of Jean, Lindsay's mother, with gentleness, shyness, and a sweet voice like a lullaby. When she appeared in 2.5 Men in 2012, at the age of 63, Georgia immediately attracted the audience with her very own charm, a soft, reserved beauty, reminiscent of 80s sitcoms like The Mary Tyler Moore Show, where she once shined. As Jean, she brought a great balance to the surrounding vibrant characters like a gentle breeze in the midst of a comedy storm. She did not need to scream or go crazy to make people laugh. Just a look, a gentle sentence was enough to make the audience laugh affectionately. Georgia Engel passed away in 2019 at the age of 70. The cause of death is unknown, partly because she was a Christian Science believer and chose not to seek conventional medical treatment. Her passing left a void in the hearts of her fans. She was like a cup of jasmine tea, gentle and pure, but the fragrance quietly lingered. Do you remember her unique, hesitant but warm voice in other roles? Share your memories. Remember, Tonita Castro appeared in 2.5 Men in 2012 as a maid. Although not the main role, she left an unforgettable impression thanks to her natural charm and unique comedy. At that time, she was 59 years old, had appeared in many sitcoms and TV series, always carrying a genuine, rustic but attractive spirit. The scenes with her were usually gentle but humorous, creating a more intimate and warm atmosphere in the film. Born in 1953 in Mexico, Tonita started her career quite late, after many years working in the radio industry. But in just a short time, she left a mark in the hearts of the audience thanks to her ability to naturally and subtly play a role without needing an account. In addition to 2.5 Men, she also appeared in Go On, Life in Pieces, Kroll's Show. Wherever she was, she made the audience laugh and then silently mourn. It was sad to learn that Tonita passed away on May 8, 2016, at the age of 63, from stomach cancer. Her passing was a loss to the wild beast that loved small but quality supporting roles. Looking back, I see her as a precious gem, not dazzling, but hidden in her own way. And you, have you ever laughed at a simple saying of hers?
A Zapopan por a buscar más trabajo. Entonces fue una de las niñez hermosa. ¿Quieres trabajar? Y yo le decía, ¡Ma! ¡Que si quiero trabajar!
Dear friends, thanks for reminiscing about 2.5 Men, where laughter and memories will always be there. From Conchata Ferrell to John Polito, they left indelible marks, like classic movies of the 60s and 80s. Which moment do you remember the most? Share in the comments, like and subscribe to continue the nostalgia. See you soon.